Hey guys, Psychic Pictures here, and welcome back to more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 1, Onikakushi. Let's begin. We made it in time. Rise, attention. Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rena and Mion, being the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind in where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Kichi-kun. Easy to understand. Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite lazy. I've never seen that word. Laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, then there'll be trouble later on. With these marks, it's not like I'm aiming to go on to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams, a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going on, but what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mi-chan, Kichi-kun, is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much. Especially you, Rena. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So, in this city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out there, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know the stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have a that deep of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. "Ki-chan, we're done! We're done! It's our wonderful lunchtime!" In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands and signaled the end of the morning period. "Kichi-kun, let's have lunch." I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat." There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rena and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. "Kichi-kun, hurry! Rena waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Kichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crusts like some sort of destitute plebeian? Why don't you just show it to us? Come now." Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid up to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. "Hey, sorry to keep you waiting." "Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start." At first I was this is kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's see! The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course, there are other boys in the class, but they are a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining them. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, okay, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Kichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross-counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious! Oh, this taro is good. Stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? these taste like Mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot roasts weren't from a mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Ho 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 ho! There's nothing for you to boast about. Rena's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rena's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. I hope? It's got high marks from me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out trying to skewer my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rena's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rena. But Rena seemed satisfied as she looked on. How did you like it? Isn't Rena-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Kichi-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Ki-chan, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Satoko's face went pale. Hey! Even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know. Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Kichi-kun. Both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan, too. Rena hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko. Well, just pretend it's a home ec lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's asparagus! Mion made eye contact with me, and within seconds, I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices, she's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait! The green one is cauliflower. So, which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower, but the green one is, Do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest, the way she drives people into a corner, just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know. I really do. Then answer the question. I know! She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she already starts to seem her age. Woo! Kiki! Rena entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. really a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile.
Rena, Mimi is picking on me. One. Cute! It's okay, Rena Oni-chan will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister.
Fish boof bam! It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rena's fists shot at supersonic speed, striking me and Myeon squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Myeon and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean that's something harder than this? With that, Myeon and I slumped our heads back into the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rena.
See, Satoko-chan? I took care of them. Cute! I want to take you home.
Making sure Rena couldn't see, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all! When using Rena like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey, Kichi-kun, tomorrow, do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rena, I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Rena saw me, lost for words, and I realized I'd misunderstood, and she turned red as well. No. I didn't mean it like that. You see... So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Rena's in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh really? So it wasn't meant in that way? Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, fainting dejection.
Kichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Mi-chan!
Unable to hold it in any longer, Myeon slapped me on the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that.
Huh? What is it?
Myeon was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Rena flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Rena's hair. Kidding. Sorry, it was a joke. That was my fault. She really is a cute one.
Huh? A joke? Since when?
Huh? About halfway through. Halfway? So Kichan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? Huh?
That means...
It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Myeon would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Myeon continued to tease me about it for a while. So why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Rena? Huh? Oh, what were we talking about? It had been so long that Rena had forgotten. That's how long Myeon had been teasing me. It's just, Ki-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like you were playing pin the tail on a donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes, so you see, tomorrow, we were thinking that Mi-chan and I can escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn as to not give her a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front.
Kichi-kun, you're not free, perhaps? Perhaps?
While Mion and I are our rather sour back and forth, Rena peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. I'm free.
Great!
The trepidation disappeared from Rena's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now! Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me compared to Rena, isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her, compared to how quickly I agreed with Rena. But her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Rena forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Rena. Maybe it should be just the 2 of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind.
Huh? Well, if Kichi-kun is okay with that, then...
I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Kichi, my bada. It'd be great if the 2 of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Rena?
If we bring we're bringing a basket, I'll make all the food, maybe.
Don't you ignore me too, Rena. I'll tell everyone that you 2 disappeared in the hotel district together.
Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow is going to be so fun. Later, Kichi-kun, Mi-chan, bye!
Rena bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Are you alright? There was over 2 meters behind you guys. Since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff like that. Stuff that makes Rena want to hit you. Or else this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results may be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. It felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose to Rena. You need to train up and have a rematch. Ki-chan, you should. This old geezer will root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Rena's infallible technique. Higurashi, when they cry. You have received new tips. We're a mixed grade. We don't have the uniform. Welcome to Hinamizawa. View new tips. Let's see that. We're a mixed grade? We don't have a uniform. Okay. View new tips. We're a mixed grade? So Rena, we're the same age? Yes, that's right. We're the same zodiac animal, too. Hey now, it would be weird if it were the same age, but not the same zodiac animal. That's not true. If your birthday isn't the same, then you have different animals even if you're the same age. Huh? Oh, I see. Mion, you're pretty smart. Ha ha ha! What month were you born, by the way, Kichi-kun? I'm July. Rena smirked and puffed up with pride. Hey now, what's the meaning of this? She's not planning to be all high and mighty if her birthday is a wee bit sooner than mine, is she? Heh, don't even. It's impossible to challenge me by birthday. I wouldn't even mind you if you bet $1 per month. Huh? Huh? Why? Rena panicked at suddenly being challenged to a wager. Given how she panicked, I am certain she didn't have much of an allowance left this month. There. It's just sending her into a panic about something as simple as a birthday is so fun. I can't help myself. So that means you were born in April, Kichan. Alright, right on. Too bad, Rena. I'm already far older than Rena. Oh, I see. Then you're the same age as me-chan. Well, it's just a few months. That gap will open up again soon enough. Mion snickered through her nose. Hey now, that's not something to get all high and mighty about. As if I'm one to talk. Heh. Now that you mention it, you're in a higher grade, right, Mion? If you're into underclassmen, then I can be an underclassman from now on. Mi-chan, you're not making any sense to me. Just by seeing Rena's blushing face, you could tell she knew exactly what she meant by it, though. Then Satoko and Rika-chan are underclassmen. Their grade is so different that they should be in different schools, shouldn't they? Ki-chan, your tastes are a bit too young, I think. You're not making any sense yourself, Rena. I'll just grab onto her head and scruff it up a bit. Oh, stop it! I wondered about it before. Yeah, I was wondering why the school has different school years all mixed up. There aren't enough classrooms. Can't help it. This building is being rented from the forestry services, after all. When she says it like that, it makes sense. I've thought our school was strange for a while now. The schoolyard is gravel, there are rooms that aren't for classes, and there's some strange sort of construction machinery parked here. Why is it being borrowed? What happened to the real school? There was one here forever from before the war. It got dilapidated. They closed it down. It probably was a grand old schoolhouse. Well, because of that, the students would have to attend a school in the city. That's pretty far, though, you know? Which school would that be? And I have a new item in my inventory. Did you know there's a school if you pass by the Okinomiya train station? Turn at the hospital and head towards the pediatrics department.
What? So far.
I couldn't tell where that was by the location, but I understood it was pretty far from Rena's reaction. Well, that's why. The guys that didn't want to commute to Okinomiya rented out the school building from the forestry services and are attending this pseudo schoolhouse here. About half the children in Hinamizawa go here. There are quite a lot of kids that come here on the bike. Well, since they're attending this really messed up school, it might be pretty hard for them to get into higher education.
That's not true, Mi-chan. If you study properly, you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, that's right. I totally agree with Rena on this one.
Yes, that's right. Let's try our best.
All of you, try your best. This old man will be rooting for you. Not just us, you too. You should be preparing for exams, shouldn't you? Your future is bleak with grades like this. Fine, just fine. If I get stuck, then I'll just mooch off Ki-chan as he works forever.
What do you mean by work forever? What do you mean?
Hey, you're too loud. Be quiet during self-study. The teacher yelled at all three of us. It was completely our fault. Toko sighed and chortled haughtily. I stuck out my tongue at her in response. It is just as Myeon says. This school has nothing to do with higher education. But it makes up for that by having lots of valuable things other schools don't. Okay, so that's what these are. These are pretty much just explanations about what goes on in Hinamizawa. So, view all tips. Okay. So, with this, I think it's good to end it off here. End of Chapter 1. Wait, hold on. If that's true, continue. Okay. I was just like, wait, that was a little too short. 3 episodes? That's a bit too short for the price that this is. So, with that, return to the main menu, exit scenario, yes. So, with that, this has been Psychic Pictures, and I'll see you guys next time for more Higurashi When They Cry. Chapter jump. Onikakushi Day 1. Okay, that wasn't there before if I remember correctly. Few tips. Oh, there's a lot more to do in here. If you get 2 per chapter, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 chapters in here. If this goes by every 2 ones. So, this has been Psychic Pictures, and I'll see you guys next time. Actually, before I end this off, I need to go and say what I think about this chapter. Well, this episode. This episode was pretty just chill. Excuse me. But I do wonder if this Let's Play will have events that I can go and influence the story. I think past like day 3 or 4 it might. So maybe like chapter 3 or 4 that it would do that. I'm not sure. Because if I remember correctly from the show, it was like day 3 or 4 that things got real. So, I'm being a little open-minded about this one, because I know what happens in the show. But this has been Psychic Pictures, and I'll see you guys next time for more Higurashi When They Cry. Onikakushi, Chapter 1. See you then.